is module 3 and subtopic purpose of embedded system. What purpose we are going to use the embedded system? The embedded system not a one or two purpose. It's not limited. Many more purpose almost in the real time system in the real time field. We are using almost all the areas. And how we are going to utilize, how the purpose is solved. So everything I'm going to discuss in this today's session. That is what I'll come to that purpose of embedded system. So the mainly here we list out 6 purpose of an embedded system. The first one it is data collection, storage, modification, then finally representations. Second one it is data communications, next data processing, then monitoring, control, and finally application specific user interface. So today I'm going to complete all these 6 purposes from the embedded systems. So now I'll start with the first purpose, data collection, storage, modification, and representation. All these things it will be happen in only one device. That device is called as digital camera. So usually the purpose of digital camera to capture the image, store the image. If you want, you can modify it. Then finally display that stored image. That is what the purpose. How to acquire or capture the image. To capture the data or the image from external world. So we can capture the beauty of nature. We can collect it. But here the collection of data, it may be analog or it may be a digital. Suppose the data it may be analog, directly is converted into the digital form. But we are using the digital camera, the captured image itself, it is digital only. So once you have to capture these digital images, then usually it goes to storage. Store that captured images and analyze that the image what we captured, is it correct or not. Sometimes we can capture the same image, you can capture more than once, because the good or better image to be stored, not clear or clarity. If we are not getting proper clarity, we can remove from the storage. That is what analysis. And then even though captured image, the size or some anything want to modify it, we can do the manipulations. That option also is available to modify or manipulation. Once you have to modify it, then we can transmissions. So you can post into the either media, public medias. Suppose your selfie images, we can post into the, we can put into the status or whatever it may be. And so this collected image or data may be stored directly in the system. So directly you can store into the system, or you can transfer into the some other system. and it is processed. Processed means we can manipulate. If the captured image is not clear, we can delete that image. Suppose you captured your selfie from digital camera, we are not getting proper background, or your face is not cleared. By the time we can delete it, we can take one more image. Or otherwise, the captured image, any modification it is required, you can do it. Nowadays, everything is possible in the digital camera. Suppose your passport image. That passport image or photo, you're not clear. You're not clarity. By the time you can use that enhancement. That is what the modification. Enhancement is nothing but it looks better to improve the pixels quality or quality of pixels to be improved by using different kind of enhancement techniques are available in image processing. I think in the next coming semesters we have one more subject, image processing. There we are going to discuss all these things. We have the enhancement. We have two different types of enhancement. One is called as a spatial enhancement, another one is called as a frequency enhancement. What it is? Spatial enhancement means we can take each and every pixels you have to be considered and improve the quality of the particular pixels. That is what spatial image. Suppose you can take your passport. If it is digital image, you can find out that which pixel is not clear. In the last class, what I told you have to f of x comma y. X is nothing but horizontal representations, y is nothing but vertical representation of the pixels. We can find out f of 5 comma 3, fifth row, third column. Can select that pixels. If that pixel is not clear, have some blurred, by the time you can select that pixels, you can improve that only that particular pixels. Not required to enhance full images. You can enhance only the specified pixels we are going to enhance it. That is what is called as a spatial image enhancement. Then second one, it is frequency enhancement technique. In frequency enhancement technique, we have more than 8 to 10 types of frequency enhancement. Suppose low pass filter, high pass filter, medium filters, average filtering, pepper noise, Gaussian noise. These are all different types of enhancement techniques are available through the frequency enhancement. Okay, so if you are using the digital camera, we can modify it based on our requirement either in the form of spatial enhancement or in the frequency enhancement. That all options are available. We can use it, we can modify it, we can improve the quality of your image, we can post into the required media or required applications. That is what the purpose of these digital camera. So the digital camera is one of the good example for to collection of data, storage, modifications, or in the textbook the terms used manipulations and representations, display. Okay, so this is what the first purpose of an embedded system. It is collection, storage, manipulation, and representations. Now I'll go to the second one. The second purpose, data communication. So data communications here very simple and very popular due to the pandemic. During this lockdown, everyone, even though layman also, they know the technical terms that is called as routers, wireless network routers. Before it was only the word is very familiar only for technical students or the designers. But now It awares everyone. Even the all public peoples also they know aware of type of routers, what is the radius, which company is better. They surveyed a lot. So this is what data communication equipment. It is also is a part of the embedded systems. These embedded data communication systems are deployed in application ranging from complex satellite communication system to the simple home networking applications or systems. What for these? The applications range. See, look into that. The home networking system to the satellite networking system. So within that range, we are going to use all such kind of embedded systems. That is what wireless networking systems. It may be a GPRS, may be a Bluetooth, it may be a ZigBee, or it may be a USB port, or in the serial communication you can use for RS-232 or in the parallel communication IEEE. So many more concepts are available. In electronics and communication, one more subject is there in coming semester, 7 semesters, computer networking and theory. I think CCN, computer communication network. Am I right? It is there this semester or next semesters? Do you not order that syllabus copy? Please somebody is to respond for this. Hello?
Yes, sir.
This semester or next semester? This 7 semesters, no?
Image processing, sir.
Not image processing, madam. It is a computer communication network, CCN.
ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್ ಈ ಸೆಮ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್.
Next semesters, I think so. Okay, we have that subject. One more subject is there. That is what computer communication network. In that subject is included everything. How we are going to communicate the data. Because in the basic model of the communication, it is very important. OSI model. That is very familiar and basic required model. OSI model have 7 layers. Physical layer, application layer, transport layer, network layer, data layers. So many layers are there. What we are using in the networking nowadays, everything it will be depends upon that OSI model. And the OSI models are modified next level of model that is called as TCP IP models. Now you heard that word, the TCP or IP address
Yes, sir.
198.10. Yeah, that is what. Everything it will be concluded from that OSI model. Because even though computer science students also they have the subject, because some of the computer science students also they are looking into the networking side, they are very familiar with that OSI model and TCP IP models. But being an electronic student, you should have proper basic concepts. But sometimes what happens in graduate students and postgraduate students, they're very familiar with these theory concepts, modeling, TCP IP, all these things. But the practical implementations are very, very weak. But if you go to the diploma students, they did one networking course, they complete one networking course, definitely they are very strong, all these things. But what my suggestions, you should also you have very practical experience it is required. You have to use your system to connect all these things. You can assemble it. Usually during in 1994 when I was in my UG, in the first lab, computer lab, one of our instructors explained about the computers. It is open the CPU box and explain each and every part, hard disk, motherboard, SMPS, and then VGA card, all these things. Now the peoples, they know the only CPU, that is box. They don't know what it is there inside that. Because even many of them, they are not using the desktop. All are switched to even laptops. Then laptop to the iPads. Then the next level. That is what the people are not aware of some of the components or some of the electronics gadgets. But you should have, being electronic students, you should be aware of that. It is very essential. Okay, now I'll come to these communications. So these embedded data communication systems are dedicated for only data communication. These are all systems, the dedication only for communication to transfer the data from one place to the another place. In the communications, we looking about to that two things. One is encoding, decoding, all these things. But here we are not worrying about the encoding, decoding, all these things. Only I want to use that embedded system. I can receive the data or we can receive the transmit. The voice is audible, the image is clarity. That is what only we looking at the front end. But back end, mm, many works in the real time, sorry, in the communication system. The voice is first converted into the form of analog form. The voice is in the analog signal, converted into the digital form. The digital form is nothing but ones and zeros. Then transmit from one place to the another place based on the IP address. It will be it will be data. It will be transmitted. The data it will be transmitted by bit packing, bit stuffing, character stuffing, number of packets. It may be 8-bit packets or it may be 16-bit packet. First bit it may be specify the address of destination, like linked list, double linked list concept. Many more concepts are available at the back end. But we, the people, we are not worrying about that. But these are all things it will be happens only through the electronics engineers only. Without that, the electronics concept is very difficult to do all these things. So in the system, we have two things. One is front level, second one is a back end. The front level usage is very simple. User end applications. We can interact, we can communicate, but the back end, you lot of work. That is what in the communications. So these embedded systems, the purpose is only to dedicate it to communicate the data. In this data communication, some of the examples we list out: Ethernet, RS-232. It is one of the very familiar serial communication, RS-232. USB port. I think I hope that you are all of you familiar with that. IEEE 1394, IEEE. Some more versions are available. We can use for that. Then wireless interface like Wi-Fi, GSM, GPRS, Bluetooth, ZigBee, many more devices used in this communication purpose. These are all belongs to that embedded system. And finally, the lastly, few more important devices we're going to discuss. They helps to the communication purpose. One is called as a networking hubs, routers. Yeah, the routers is very familiar and it is very essential now to connect the internet, because during the first lockdown they have very demand. Even the routers is not available during the time in the market. Even the cost also in the black market they sell, the cost will become double. But now during the second lockdown, it not happens as such kind of problems. Almost saturated. Almost majority of the 60 to 70% of that residents they have the setup, router setup. We have different connections also there. Okay, even BSNL connections, hacked. So many more internet providers are available in the city. They are providing through the net through the routers. But routers also, the choosing the routers also very important. The basic routers they are not support for more than 15 meters or 10 to 15 meters. They are not support more than that. But some routers they support up to 30 meters. 30 meters means approximately it is the radius of 100 feet. Okay, so that is what is somebody is have the routers but the internet is not connected in your residence. So please look into the routers radius, how it is covered the signal strength. Even sometimes if you one building you have the one router is enough, you can use that facilities also is there. If you have 3 to 4 families in the same building but not required to install or not required to connect separate internet connection. You can use only one routers we can use for that. That option is also available. But people now we have very weak in the sharing concepts. Okay, anyway. So this is what the routers, modems, modulator, demodulators. That is what modems and dedicated data transmission embedded system. These are all many dedicated data transmission embedded systems are available in the market in the real time also every day in the lifetime. We are day-to-day activities also. We are using all these gadgets. Okay, now we'll come to the next purpose of an embedded system. It is called as data processing. So only thing worrying about only the process the data. You collect the data, we can store the data. So if you want to process it, how we are going to process these data? In the embedded system, with special processing functionalities are employed in applications demanding signal processing like speech, coding, synthesis, audio, video, transmission, all these things. Example, what I told in that. In the during the previous slide, I explained bit about that how data is stuffing, encoded and decoded data, transmitted in the form of packets. How? So in the computer communication network, have all such kind of things. That is what being electronic students, even in the communi- communication part is very essential and very it is basic. The reason is very simple. Suppose if you are going to attend the interviews in many public sectors, ISRO, HAL, BEL, DRDO, like such kind of NAL, such kind of companies, if they're calling for electronics engineers, they are looking only about to that communications embedded systems and networking. If you are very familiar with these three areas, definitely your survival will become very easy. In that companies, usually look into that advertisement in any companies around all these things, they're asking that number of posts only they provide 15% of the post is reserved for computer science students. The remaining out of 85%, almost 10 to 15% of post they mention electrical and electronics background because it is required to maintain that battery and all these things, SMPS, power related issues or power electronics related issues to handle. So remaining 40% of the post they're asking about electronics. Out of that 40%, it may be a networking, it may be a embedded system, or it may be a communications. And so remaining 25 to 30% of the post, it may be sometimes it will be in the marketing, the HRD, or if it is mechanical related, they are very strong in automobile or auto mechatronics. If refer 10% of the employees prefer for mechatronics, and remaining 15 to 20% of the employees supporting staff, maybe MBA background, HR, marketing related. Okay, these kind of things. So it means that pure electronics companies majorly they're looking about to the electronics, especially go to the BEL. In the BEL Bharat Electronics Limited, the number of posts recruited through the not only state level, it is in the central level. Every year they are conducted test. If you clear once the test, the next level it is oral interviews. If the test is clear, the next level will become very easy to enter. Once you have to got the job in BL, your life is settled. Life is settled means you really involved with the communication field. Automatically you are upgraded your knowledge, then no problem. So please all of you, please looking into your core area of the work. If it is the time being, you can go for application software, whatever it may be. But in future, better to go with your domain areas. Okay, for these data processing, yeah, some more devices we have to use computational intensive systems and DSP, digital signal processing, I hope that you have studied already the DSP. Am I right? Yes or no?
Yes,
Pa-
sir.
Pawan Kumar. You studied no already DSP?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, which semesters? Fifth or this semester? No, 6 semesters.
Fifth semester, sir.
Fifth ಓದಿದ್ದೀರಾ? Okay, fine, good. So these are all data communication. ನೀವು ಸೊ ನೀವೇನ್ ಫಿಫ್ತ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಓದಿದ್ದೀರಲ್ಲ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಟು ದ ಡೆಪ್ತ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್, ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ನೀವು ಓದಿರ್ತೀರಾ. ಸಮ್ ಫಿಲ್ಟರ್ಸು, ಸಮ್ ಮ್ಯಾಪಿಂಗ್ಸು, ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಡಿ ಎಸ್ ಪಿ, ಸಿಗ್ನಲ್ಸ್ ನ ಹೇಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಅದನ್ನ ಹೇಗೆ ಔಟ್ ಟು ರೆಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಈಕ್ವೇಶನ್ಸ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಓದಿರ್ತೀರಾ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತೀನಿ. ಐ ಹೋಪ್ ದಟ್. ಆಮ್ ಐ ರೈಟ್ ಪ್ರಿಯಾಂಕಾ? ಎಸ್ ಆರ್ ನೋ? And one more subject
Yes,
is
sir.
there. Yeah, DSPE ಅಂತ one more subject ಇದೆ, elective. Probably ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಅದು 7th semester ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ. By the time you
ಯಾವ್ದು?
got your DSSP ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇದೆ ರೀ 7th semester ಅಲ್ಲಿ, elective. By the time little bit get the advance. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ DSP ನಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಓದಿದಿರಲ್ಲ ಅದ್ರ ಲಿಟಲ್ ಬಿಟ್ ಅಡ್ವಾನ್ಸ್ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಆ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಎನಿವೆ ನೋ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ಕಮ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡರ್ ದೀಸ್ signal processing devices are available. So now next I'll go to that monitoring. I hope that everyone they are very familiar with these monitoring. The embedded system coming under this category are specifically designed for monitoring purpose. If you want to monitor in the health issues, pulse, BP, blood pressure, or whatever it may be, we are going to use that monitors like ECG or some of the X-rays. We are going to monitor it. They are used for determining the state of some variables using input sensors. Input is sensors, output is actuators actually. That is what they mentioned as a sensors. Okay. So here in the electrocardiogram ECG machine for monitoring the heartbeat of patient is typical example for this. Okay. The first level of checking that the heart level it is working or not. The first level it is ECG. Second level it is, if you are not find out the problem from the ECG, next level you'll go to the echo. In the echo we have to find out number of valves, how all these working, what is the dimension of valves. All 4 valves are there, left ventricle, right ventricle, upper, lower, and all these things. So even though it will not detected from the ECG and echo, the next level usually preferably it will goes to the, what is that, for heart monitoring. Number of stages are there. First level ECG, second level echo, third level angiogram. The angiogram we can monitor the hearts. The walls are clear or blocked like that. That is what angiogram. If any walls are blocked, it will be detected from the angiogram. The next level goes to the angioplast. Okay. Even though if you are not solved the problem from angioplast, now the next level it is bypass. Do you heard that all words? So these are different stages. Okay, anyway, so these are what we are going to monitor it. Maybe ECG, maybe echo, all these things you have to monitor by using embedded systems. And the sensors used in the ECG are the different electrode connected to the patient body. I hope that you are aware of that, how the ECG it will be monitoring. The ECG monitoring is only during that time. It's not a permanent solution to monitoring the heart. Only by the time, if your heart is chest is pain, by the time you are going to monitor, it will be find out the detections. After 5 minutes or after 10 minutes, it may change. That is what the ECG is not a permanent solution for heart monitoring. It is only that primary basic level solutions. Okay. And then some more monitoring equipments are available. CRO, digital CRO. In the laboratories, we have used digital CROs for many applications, or to record the sine wave, square wave, sawtooth, triangular wave, some kind of waveforms to take their readings, to measure through digital CROs. But what used in the analog CROs in some laboratories, in the analog communications lab or analog electronics lab, they don't have the storing capacity for that. Only you are going to take the readings for the CRO. But if you go to the digital CRO, you can take the pictures also. You can store it. Suppose if you are getting the proper output during the examination, you can store, you can capture it, you can store it, you can take the printout, same waveform attached to your answer booklet. By the time I think the examiner will not objecting that. If you return in manually, the examiner may be objected. So you are copied. You are not getting, but simply you are modified like that. Such kind of doubts arises from the examiner side. But if you are using the digital CRO, if you are getting the proper bandwidth and proper waveform as per the requirement or as per the design of the circuit, by the time we can capture it, save it, and take the printout and attach with the answer booklet. But nobody is to question it. Is 100% validity for that. That is what the option is available in digital CROs. But in our higher end labs, we have the digital CROs. So if you once come back to the college, so remember me, definitely I will explain how it is working, how to store and how to take the printout and how to take the print. The USB ports are there to connect the USB port to the printers. We can use to take print and attach to the answer booklet. These are all options are available. Okay, I'll explain it. Once come back to the college, I'll explain this. And then digital multimeters. I hope that no need to explain more about that digital multimeters. Then the digital multimeters helps to measure the voltage, current in millivoltage or in the different levels of voltage, range of voltages, current. Even if you find out the registers, all these things it will be monitored through digital multimeters. And finally, logic analyzer. In the logic analyzer is the same device as it looks like similar to that the digital CRO. So in each and every moment, in the suppose example sine wave, each and every part of the sine wave we are going to measure. What is the peak? What is that uh, reference level? Everything we are going to record it. Usually the higher end these logic analyzer we used in the HDL lab or in the uh, higher end lab like advanced embedded systems. These kind of labs they are going to use in our college also. We have some logic analyzers also. If you want to see these, please once come back to the college. I will show you all some advanced instruments also. These they're all support for monitoring the data. So these kind of some devices are available in the latest technology. It helps to that to monitoring the data. So it is supported by the embedded system. That is what the other purpose of an embedded system. Okay. So now I'll move on to the next uh, purpose of an embedded systems. So control devices. All of you, is it audible? Can you hear me? Then
Yes, sir. Hear you.
ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ನಿದ್ದೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ? ಯಾಕೋ ಯಾರು ರೆಸ್ಪಾಂಡೇ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಓನ್ಲಿ ಫ್ಯೂ.
ಹಾಗೆಲ್ಲ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದ್ ಜನ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದಾರಲ್ಲ ಸರ್.
ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಏನೋ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ರು ಇದು ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಮೈಕ್ ಅಂತ ಇದೆ. ನನಗೆ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು ಓನ್ಲಿ ಫ್ಯೂ ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ಅಪ್ಪ. ಒಂದು ನಿಮ್ದು, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಯಾರು ಸೈಯದ ಅವರೊಬ್ರು ರೆಸ್ಪಾಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಯಾರು ಪವನ್ ಕುಮಾರ್ ದೇಸಾಯಿ, ಪವನ್ ಕುಮಾರ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ರೆಸ್ಪಾಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ದ. ಇನ್ ಬೇರೆ ಯಾರು ರೆಸ್ಪಾಂಡೇ ಮಾಡ್ದಾಗ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ನನಗೆ. CR ಇಬ್ರು ರೆಸ್ಪಾಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಗುಡ್. ನಾನು ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಇಂದ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, ವಿಲ್ ಮೇಕ್ ಇಟ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್. ಅವತ್ತಿನ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅವರೇ ರೆಸ್ಪಾಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು. ವಾಟ್ಸ್ ಯುವರ್ ಸಜೆಷನ್? ಪ್ರಿಯಾಂಕಾ
ಬೇಡ
ಬೇಡವಾ?
ಬೇಡ ಸರ್.
ಕೆಲವು ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ರೆಸ್ಪಾಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕ್ರಿ. ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್. ಅವಾಗ ನಮಗೂ ಖುಷಿ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾರು ರೆಸ್ಪಾಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದಾಗ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ಬೇಕಲ್ಲ, ಬೋರಿಂಗ್. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಈಗಿನ್ನ ಆಫ್ಲೈನ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ ಎಂಬೆಡೆಡ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಬಹಳ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ನಾವು ಥಿಯರಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಆಫ್ಲೈನ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಫಾರ್ such kind of this some subject, not all. So what you feel about that module 3 compared to that module 1 and module 2? Sias, Nishant and Priyanka.
ಓಕೆ ತರ ಇದೆ ಸರ್.
ಏನಮ್ಮ?
ಈಸಿನೇ ಇದೆ ಸರ್.
ಈಸಿ ಇದೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ. ಎಕ್ಸಾಮಿನೇಷನ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ವ್ಯೂನು ಬಹಳ ಈಸಿನೇ ಇದೆ. ಯು ಟು ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಫ್ಯೂ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್. ಕೆಲವು ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್ ನೀವು ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕಲ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಎಲಾಬ್ರೇಟಿಂಗ್ with reference to that technical word.
ಎಸ್ ಸರ್, ಎಸ್ ಸರ್, ಎಸ್.
ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಕಂಪೇರಿಟಿವ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ಯೂಲ್ 1 ಮಾಡ್ಯೂಲ್ 2 ನಲ್ಲಂತೂ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ ವರ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಬೇಕು. ಬಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾಟ್ ಲೈಕ್ ದಟ್. ನೀವೊಂದು ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಏರ್ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ AC ಮಿಷಿನ್ ತಗೊಂಡು ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಒಂದು ಪೇಜ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲನೇಷನ್ ಕೊಡ್ಬೋದು. ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಅಂತ. ಡಿಜಿಟಲ್ CRO ತಗೊಂಡು ಮಾನಿಟರಿಂಗ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಅಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ಡಿಜಿಟಲ್ ಕ್ಯಾಮ್ರಾ ತಗೊಂಡು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಪರ್ಪಸ್ ಯಾವುದು, ಕಲೆಕ್ಷನ್, ಸ್ಟೋರೇಜು, ಮಾಡಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ಸ್, ದೆನ್ ರೆಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟೇಷನ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ಆ ಥರ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಮೆನಿ devices you can take. So no, it's not restricted only this device. Some devices are there for examples. So only we'll taking limited devices, electronics devices only will consider to explain. Okay. Okay, now what is the time now, CR?
9:15 sir.
9:15. It's okay. We'll complete the control unit. We'll go to the end up, or then you can stop this moment to some more discussions. Okay, I will call you somebody's name. ನಾನು ಇಷ್ಟು ದಿವಸ ಯಾರನ್ನ ಇಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಇಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. Some more.
Let's do a quick explanation of what the caste system is.
ಯಾರಿ ಸಾನು? Sano. It's not responding. SANU.
Yes sir.
ಏನೋ ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಯಾರು ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ರು ಯಾರ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅಟೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ನೋಡಿ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ? Somebody is attended class? ಅಥವಾ ಟಿವಿ ಆನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ಯಾ? ಏನೋ ಮಾತಾಡೋ. ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಫಾರ್ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್. Sidraju?
Sorry sir, I don't know Kannada sir.
You don't know Kannada. Where are you now, Sano?
Sir, I'm attending class sir.
You are attending classes. You are in Bangalore or in your native?
Native sir.
Where?
Bihar.
Bihar.
Yes sir.
How about networking facility in Bihar compared to Bangalore? Internet facilities?
It's pretty good sir.
Okay. Sidraju MS. Sidraju. Sidraju, are you there in the class? ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಜಾಯ್ನ್ ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಿದ್ದೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ ಸಿದ್ದರಾಜು. ಅಲ್ಲೇನೋ ಸಿದ್ದರಾಜು? is not responded. Sidraju is not responded. Sanjana BN. Sanjana BN.
Yes sir.
Oh good, Sanjana. So Sanjana, please summarize today's class, what I explained from around 35 to 40 minutes. Yeah. During the 40 minutes, what I explained, please summarize that, few things, few topics. Sanjana, is it possible?
So